I'm Dr. Sarah Finch. I teach Biology and Biotechnology. I went to Miami University in Oxford, and I studied microbiology, and I also had a sociology minor, which was really interesting. Then I moved to go to graduate school, University of Georgia, and I studied molecular genetics there. So I did a lot of research and really enjoyed that. After that, I had a postdoc for a little less than a year, and it was at that point that I realized I really wanted to teach. So I had done some teaching in grad school, but wasn't quite sure that that's what I wanted to do because I love the research so much. But then when I left and had no teaching and only research, I was very sad. So I knew I needed to teach, and I took my first teaching job at a community college in Jacksonville, Florida. So I was very excited to teach there for 2 years and loved it. I was like, this is my passion, this is what I want to do, and particularly at the community college level. I was like, this is amazing, these students are amazing, and it was a great school. I loved teaching there. I ended up leaving there to move up to Virginia because I had my daughter, Delaney, when we lived in Florida, and we had no family near us, and so having no family near you sometimes when you have kids can be difficult. So we moved back to the Chesapeake, Virginia area where my husband's from. And I continued teaching there at a community college in Hampton, Virginia, and I loved it. Still was enjoying it, had an amazing time there. I was there for 5 years, and then was lucky enough to get to come back to my hometown of Dayton. My husband got a job over here, and then I was fortunate enough to find a position at Sinclair. So I love teaching here, and I have to say I've taught, this is my third community college, and this is by far the best community college I've ever taught at, as far as opportunities for students, opportunities for us as faculty members. I mean, the professional development that I've been encouraged to take advantage of here has been phenomenal. So it's been a really fabulous experience, and I tell this to all my students, like, hey, I've been to multiple places and you really have the best of the best here. So I hope that you understand that, and I hope you take advantage of all the services, the tutorial services, the biosis lab, the chemistry lab, the geology lab, things that we have really are top notch. So it's been awesome. I have to say I have a passion for science, particularly biology, and I've always loved science. Even as a little kid, I knew I wanted to do something in science. So going through that, I have this passion and I love learning about science, and what really excites me is teaching other people about the science. So biology, a lot of people are scared of biology. They've had biology classes that they hated or thought it was really hard. And I find that to be so amazing and challenging. Like, okay, you don't like science, you don't like biology, but you are biology, right? You are alive, you're a life form, so let me teach you about why that's really important, and let me teach you about some really important things for you, for your life. So I spend a lot of time talking about, I always say I sound like a walking public service announcement in my class, because I'm talking about things that I feel like are really important to them. So things like antibiotic resistance, and why you need to take all your antibiotics, and why you should be worried about this. And I talk a lot about making healthy choices for food. So this type of fat is going to do this to your cholesterol, and you need to pay attention to this for these reasons. I talk about sex education. I talk about all kinds of things that I think, just as a normal living person, you should know this, right? You should know these things about your body and how it works. So I find that to be really fascinating. And the students really seem to like that. They're like, okay, yeah, you're teaching us all this other stuff about biology, but these are the things that we really are taking home and really are important to us. And I'm really hopeful that they're then teaching other people about it too in their lives, because again, it's shocking to me some of the things that people don't know about just simple biology, but just about their own bodies and like how their own bodies work. So I think it's really important that I teach them those things. And I think, again, big picture, that's what I want them to take out into the world, is not just the nitty-gritty details about biology, but why is it important to them? That's what's really cool. And so I have that passion of teaching that to them. And when they get it and they understand it, I'm like, wow, this is great. This is really good. One other thing I think about teaching that I really love is that every day is a positive experience for me. And I'm a very positive, happy person. And this is a stark contrast to the research that I was doing. Research is also really interesting and really cool, and obviously very important for moving things forward in medicine and health. But the actual day-to-day research is very difficult to do because it's very negative. Most of the experiments that you set up and get results for are things that are not working. You have to go back and troubleshoot. How do we fix this? How do we fix this? So very few days are very positive where it's like, look, it actually worked. Whereas when I'm teaching every day, it's positive. I have this, impact on people. It's amazing to me to see that, oh yes, what I am doing is important, and I see that every single day. So I'm excited to come to work. I want to come to work because I know that what I'm teaching them and what I'm doing for them is very important. So it's a wonderful feeling to know that and to be happy to come to work. And I feel very blessed because I feel like a lot of people don't like their jobs. So I feel very fortunate to have found a job that I love so much. So it's awesome. So I have 2 kids at home. I have a 8-year-old and almost 4-year-old whose birthday is next week. So they keep me very busy. But I love family time. I love spending time with them. But for my own self, I love working out. So I'm a minor triathlete. I do sprint triathlons. So I'm training for my second one right now. So I'm swimming a lot, I'm biking a lot, and running a lot, which is really fun. So I find that if I don't work out, I'm very, that's my stress reliever. So I love to actually do something, and I make sure I'm scheduling, workouts every day. And it's great because my kids have now come along into this as well. So they go swimming with me, they ride bikes with me. So it's great that I can incorporate both together. And I'm teaching them the value of exercise too, that you really do need to make sure that you're taking care of your body. I like to read. Unfortunately, I don't have as much time to read as I'd like to. So I'm hoping that maybe when my kids are a little older, I'll have a little more time for reading. But definitely love doing lots of stuff with the family at home.